A unique characteristic of the Texas Longhorn is their extra long horn span. They use their horns to protect themselves and their young from coyotes and other predators in the wild.
So we started competitions, the Horn Showcase, which is where everybody brings to town their longest horn. About 6 years ago, because everybody in the business always wanted to have the longest horn measurements. Of course, everybody was out measuring their own cattle and telling how long their horns were and what the tips were. When I first got in this business, if you had an animal that had 50 inches of tip to tip, you had one with a lot of horn, because back then there was a lot of 44, 45, 46 inch horn, but when you hit 50, you had something special. Well, then we ended up getting lots of 50s, and so the next thing was 60. Well, now here we are in 2000, but in the 1990s everything was 70 inch. We were starting to hit 70 inch. The 80s were 60s. The 90s were in the 70 inches. Now here we are in 2009, and everybody is pushing for 80 inches. And we have got a few 80 inches in the herd now, or in the business, not many. So that is the goal to hit. We do a measurement. We do 3 measurements. We have the tip to tip, which is a straight line from tip to horn, tip to horn. It's got to be a straight line, no bow in the tape. That, of course, is the most prized possession. Everybody wants that longest horn tip to tip. But we also do total horn. Total horn, because we have a lot that bow, a lot of twists, a lot of different shapes, we measure around the back of the horn, and we follow the curve across the back of the head, the pole, out down the other horn into the other tip. That's called total horn. And then our third measurement is composite. And composite is where we take and add the tip to tip, the total horn, and then both bases, a measurement of both bases, right there where the hairline is, where the horn meets the hairline. That's the base of the horn, and we measure both of those, and we add all 3 of those figures together, and that gives you your composite horn. And so those 3 categories, and we now have the competition. Of course, everybody wants to win the tip tip, but you can take one of those cows that's got 90 to 100 inches of total horn, breed her to a straight bull with tip tip measurement, and straighten out or add a lot of length to her offspring. And so it's very important to also measure the different shapes of horns and for total horn. Plus, a lot of people don't want to see us get rid of our longhorn characteristics, which are known for their twist. Instead of just having straight out, flat, plain Jane, tip to tip, a lot of people don't want to see us lose that twisting characteristic. So that's why we're trying to keep that going also. Safari BL Checks is a bull that I studied a breeding program out of Oklahoma for 4 years. And this man had these heifers that were winning all the time, and he was winning more than everybody else, being the premier breeder. He's a friend of mine. I've known him since I've been in the Longhorn business. About 15 months of age, he really just horns started popping out like crazy. And he went on to just beat all kind of records when it came to horn measurement growth. As a 26-month-old bull, he had 65.5 inches of horn, just unheard of. There's only been one other bull who had hit that record at that time, or was close to that. So I took him to the Horn Showcase measurement, and he ended up winning his category. Youngest in his class. He shows the classes are 12 months, and the young stuff, they're 12 months. And he was youngest in his class, and he won it. The second year I took him and I entered him in all 3 categories. He won the tip-tip. Not another bull was even 9 inches from being as long as him. So he had 9 inches longer than any other bull in his class, and won all 3 categories. This is his 3rd year that we've traveled to the Horn Showcase measurement, and we didn't win the total or composite horn this year because there's some bulls with a little bit bigger base, a lot more twist to them. But when it came to tip-tip, which is the most important measurement that everybody wants, we did win it again this year and had 77 1/8 inches of horn at the Fort Worth measurement. We went to Oklahoma and did the measurement up there. We had 77 1/4 inches as a 4-year-old. So he is on track to be around 82 to 83 inches of horn. If we can keep him from cracking his horns or breaking a horn or anything like that, make sure he doesn't get any bullfights, we are on track to be an 83-inch horn bull. And the record is 83 1/4 inches. There's one bull at that right now. There's another bull at 80 inches. very photogenic. He loves to take his picture. He knows what's going on. He's done it enough now that he's a pro at it. Sir Nile is a big pet, that is for sure. He's a big brindle steer that we can take anywhere, we can throw anybody on it, and I've had everything from little bitty babies up to 350 pounds on him. I mean, he's just an incredible animal. We can do anything with him, and he's one of those that loves to lead the pack. So when we do parades with all of our friends that ride steers, we're leading the pack, and I take and ride one of the other steers or ride a horse, and I put my kids up on Sir Nile. So when you see this big old 2,000, 2,200 pound riding steer coming at you with this little bitty boy on his back or his little young girl on his back doing all of it, it's very, very impressive. It brings a lot of attention to our family, our ranch, but also to the Longhorn cattle breed as a whole. We volunteer Sir Nile to go out and entertain the people, the kids, and it's a lot of fun for us. It's very rewarding to be able to give back because we enjoy them all the time, and we want to be able to put smiles on other people's faces.